WLNS is here for you with 6 News at 5.
Well, the snow is moving into mid-Michigan, and it will look a lot like this, but there is a big difference this time around that'll make the roads even more treacherous, and it is our top story today at 5. Thank you for joining us. I'm Sherry Jones. We do have some very big changes moving in at this hour. It's going to make driving a little bit tricky over the next 36 hours, and our meteorologist Kendall Wilson joins us now with more on that.
Yeah, Sherry, that's exactly right. System snow hasn't arrived just yet, but once it does, as you mentioned, we are going to start to see some impacts on the roadways. In preparation for the snow, National Weather Service has issued winter weather advisories for almost all of our counties along and west of US 127, with the exception of Hillsdale County. These advisories will continue until early Friday morning. In the pink colors, that's where we have winter storm warnings, and that's where we are likely going to see some of the highest impacts from this system. Satellite and radar show snow showers just off to our west. They should be moving in within the hour here. In addition to the snow, we are also going to be keeping an eye on the winds, which have already been incredibly gusty across the area. Winds will continue to remain incredibly breezy overnight tonight, adding to the impacts on the roadways and also dropping our wind chill temperatures down into the single digits by the time we start the day tomorrow. We'll have some more details for you coming up in just a little bit.
All right, thank you, Kendall. Winter is here, and with those strong winds and snow headed our way, it can definitely make driving treacherous. Taryn Simmons is live outside right now of the station and reminding drivers about some important safety tips tonight. Taryn?
That's right, Sherry. We're expected to get some snow within the next hour or so, and it'll definitely affect the roads while everyone is doing their commute home. And whether the snow gets here or not, it's never too late to prepare. That's why the Michigan State Police have some tips for us to make sure that we're keeping ourselves safe out on the roads. Make sure to always leave in enough extra time. Keep extra space between vehicles. Use proper snow tires and ensure they are properly inflated and maintained. Make sure you have enough wiper fluid and to keep your eyes out on the road and to have 2 hands out on the wheel.
They lose control, you're going to crash into them. So give yourself that buffer. Approaching intersections, start braking earlier or start slowing down earlier, because it could be green at the time coming up on the light and then it's going to turn red on you and you're going to have to brake abruptly and go right into the intersection.
MSP says to avoid driving in bad weather conditions, but if you do, make sure to always drive safe.
Thank you, Taryn. MSP says there will be a lot of troopers out on the road tonight to make sure to be able to help any drivers who might be stuck. And we'll have more from Taryn coming up tonight on 6 News at 6. And if you would like up-to-the-minute forecasts, live radar, school closings, or any traffic information, you can download our WLNS app or head over to the WLNS.com website. And if there are any school closings overnight, you can see them first on 6 News this morning starting at 4:30 a.m. Well, we do have a big announcement today as Detroit Mayor Mike Duggan announced a run for governor as an independent, and some political experts say it could result in the Republicans winning the governor's office in 2026. Tim Skubic is here for you now with a look at that announcement.
This is a dramatic change in the complexion of the governor's race, is it not?
Absolutely. I was very surprised when I heard that Duggan is running as an independent.
And so were a ton of other folks in this town. They, of course, knew Mr. Duggan was going to run for governor, but chucking his deep Democratic roots to run as an independent, everybody was blindsided. Traditionally in Michigan, independent candidates never win, but sometimes they suck away enough votes from the major party candidates, which often determines the winner. That's how Donald Trump beat Hillary Clinton in Michigan in 2016. Now, Mr. Porn is not predicting that will happen here, but he thinks Mr. Duggan might attract enough Democratic votes for governor to hand the election over to the Republicans.
I would think Democrats would be concerned because he has the potential of peeling off probably the largest concentration of Democratic votes in the state. Sounds like a prescription for getting a Republican elected.
This Democratic consultant believes there is a huge pool of voters for him to harvest. which he did as a write-in candidate years ago for mayor.
He's certainly going to have more money than anyone else. He currently dominates the state's largest media market. About 50% of Michigan's population lives in that media market.
Meanwhile, this Republican consultant contends Mr. Duggan does it all.
There's not much better of a political mastermind for getting things done than Mike Duggan. He's not only the candidate, he's the campaign manager, he's the general consultant, he's all those things.
So when you add all this up on a scale of 1 to 10, Mr. Duggan comes in at an 8, according to Mr. Porn.
Oh, absolutely.
Your view in Lansing, Tim Skubic, 6 News.
Thank you, Tim. Bills that would make it easier for Michiganders to get contraceptives passed a Senate Health Committee today. The bills are part of the Freedom to Plan Act, Senate Bills 973 and 974. Supporters say if they do become law, they will dismantle barriers to contraception by requiring private insurers and Medicaid to provide coverage for a majority of over-the-counter and emergency contraceptives. The bills now move to the full Senate for a probable vote. Well, new today at 5, the MSU Pavilion is getting a new name. It will now be known as the Michigan Farm Bureau Pavilion at MSU. Farm Bureau says the gift will support a planned renovation and expansion of this facility, which already hosts dozens of events and about 100,000 visitors every year. The announcement was made earlier today at the Farm Bureau's annual meeting in Grand Rapids. Well, for the 28th straight year, Delhi Township will become the holiday season with its annual tree lighting ceremony. The festivities begin at 4 o'clock this afternoon at Veterans Memorial Gardens in Holt. The celebration will feature holiday displays, community caroling, a craft show, and of course, a visit from Santa. The Holt Delhi Library turned into a winter wonderland to host an open house tonight from 6 until 7:30, and the Holt Farmers Market on Cedar Street will be open now until 9 p.m. tonight. Well, this Friday is our 17th annual Day of Giving. It's a holiday tradition for us here at 6 News as we work to make sure that people in our region don't go hungry. We're asking you to drop off non-perishable food, even cash, right here at our station in Lansing. We also take donations to the Center for Family Health in Jackson. We'll have a big truck out front of our station here in Lansing that we're trying to fill. But you know what? Money goes a long way too. In fact, the Greater Lansing Food Bank says $60 can feed a family of 4 for 2 weeks. You can also donate through the Scene on 6 section of our website, WLNS.com, and we definitely hope to see you on Friday. And while you are out and about shopping online or in person, we're asking that you consider picking up something special for our local kids who are in need. At the annual Highfields Toy Drive is now underway. We're looking for new unwrapped toys, books, and clothing, and we'll take anything for infants through 18-year-olds. You can drop off your donations right here at the TV6 studios in Lansing or at any participating Ford dealerships. The Toy Drive runs now through December 15th.
From Storm Tracker 6, this is Weather First, sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense.
We'll start off on a really nice and gorgeous note. The winner of today's Holiday Light Series is Roger from over in St. John's. A beautiful, gorgeous setup over here, and to top it all off, we have a big red bow right on the garage. Absolutely gorgeous. We still have some time for you to submit your holiday lights picture into our contest. Just go to our website, WLNS.com/holiday-lights. In terms of weather, our main focus this evening is going to be on the snow showers that we have moving in from the west, and also the breezy conditions that will come right along with it. Live Storm Tracker 6 Doppler radar shows a few isolated flurries beginning to move into Ingham, Eaton, and then down towards Calhoun County as well. The bulk of the snow still off to our west over towards Grand Rapids. That snow will be moving in within the next hour here, and once the cold front behind this moves through, that's when we are likely going to see a few heavy bursts of snow. I think that's going to move in right around 7, 8 to maybe even 9 o'clock across the area. After that, the intensity of the snow will begin to lighten up. It'll become a little bit more scattered in nature, and then we turn over to lake effect snowfall as we move into the overnight hours tonight, and also as we move into early Thursday morning. So impacts by then on the roads not going to be nearly as widespread as what we are going to see this evening. In terms of snowfall totals, they will be fairly minimal. Trace amount possibly up to an inch here in the city of Lansing and northward towards St. John's. I really wouldn't be surprised if we see localized totals a little bit closer to that 3-inch mark, especially along I-94 in the city of Jackson. But this is going to be a very dry snow that we have falling across the area. And when we combine it with the fact that we are going to have winds gusting between 30 and possibly as high as 40 miles per hour across the area, that snow is going to be able to blow around fairly easily, reducing visibility across the area this evening and also overnight tonight. In addition to that, wind chill temperatures also going to be in the single digits across the area. Our quad camera showing dry and cloudy conditions across mid-Michigan right now. Temperatures currently at the freezing mark in Lansing and Grand Ledge, 33 degrees in Jackson, and right at 34 in the city of Hillsdale. As we move throughout the overnight hours, degrees. For tomorrow, high temperatures only making it into the upper 20s. Of course, when we factor in the winds, it is going to be feeling a lot cooler than that. We do have some good news, though, in our 6-day forecast. We dry things out on Friday. And then, of course, as we move into the weekend, high temperatures in the mid-40s. We're talking about rain showers instead of snow as we move into early next week. Overall, temperature-wise, not going to be all that bad. Generally, highs are going to be in the mid to upper 30s, even a couple more 40-degree high temperatures lingering in there. So again, smooth sailing going forward. The biggest impacts this evening and then throughout the first half of the day tomorrow.
So what do you think, Kendall? Just stay inside tonight where it's nice and cozy?
Exactly. Have a nice cup of hot chocolate and just watch the snowfall from inside.
Yeah, it's very pretty when you're inside watching it come down. Driving, not so much.
Yeah, not too much there.
All right. Thanks, Kendall. Well, one of President-elect Donald Trump's cabinet picks is feeling the heat tonight, and now there's word that the president-elect is ready to dump him for someone else. We'll have the latest coming up. Keep it right here. 6 News at 5. We'll be right back.